welcome to Daikaiju Network, where we have a healthy obsession with Kaiju. Happy New Year to you, schmucks. I am your co-host.
Happy New Year.
Your other co-host.
Jason, how's it going, everyone?
I survived pneumonia for now. Maybe next time I won't be so lucky. But here we are.
Don't say that.
It's a brand new year, and we've been done with Spectre Man for like a month and a half or so now. And
hard to believe that's
now
the case.
We are returning to Kamen Rider, in which Jason and I realized we have not done since April, and we both were like, I thought it was August. Nope.
Well, you said it was
April.
August. I didn't say specifically when I thought it was the last time, but yeah, I could have sworn that we could have done it maybe around September or something of the sort.
So what we're going to do is we're going to try to cover 5 episodes today. If you joined us for our Spectre Man, kind of the final third or so that we did there, we kind of did sort of a live commentary along with brief thoughts on each episode as we went along. We're going to continue to do that with Kamen Rider till we're done with it, just because we thought it would be more fun and entertaining for people. It makes it a little bit easier for us as well as far as podcasting, because time and everything's such a cruncher for us. The episodes, as a result, yes, will be longer than if we just watched them prior and then discussed them later. But again, I've enjoyed doing this. I do think it's more fun doing it this way, because we can just kind of comment as we're watching.
Yeah, maybe for TV shows, it feels a little bit better doing that, and then just kind of do the regular discussion when it comes to movies and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I like this. So what we're the idea moving forward with Kamen Rider is to do it the same way we did with Spectre Man. Although instead of 3 episodes, we're gonna probably try to push for 5 most episodes. There may be an occasional episode where it's 4, but because there's so many Kamen Rider episodes, there's like 91, and we're starting today. We're going to be continuing where we left off in April with episode 22.
21.
Well, I said we're starting today with episode 22,
Yeah.
but we're going to really try to push through this. It's still going to take, haven't done the math yet, but it's going to take us, I think, good chunk of the year, at least half, I'm assuming, to move forward after this. So I hope you like Kamen Rider. I'm assuming, look, I don't hate Spectre Man, like I said here, like back in November when we wrapped that up, but it had enough flaws to where I'm like, geez, like this thing, this thing rubs me the wrong way. So, this one's goofy as well. If you remember any of our episodes, if you haven't, you can go back, in our archive on our website and all that. You can watch or listen to them there. But we've had some issues here, but thinking back on it, I think I've had a little bit more fun with Kamen Rider than I did with Spectre Man, even though Kamen Rider, has its own issues as well.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, no, go ahead.
So before we go, Jason, housekeeping.
Yeah, so the regular house call here, if you see a subscribe button down below or above, wherever you're watching this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as smash the like button. And you can find everything Daikaiju Network all in one place right there on your screen, / Daikaiju Network. And we're available on video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and X/Twitter, and also available on the following audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our own episodes right on our website at daikaijunetwork.com there.
And so I hear there's something you wanted to say.
Yeah, so this is kind of a few months in the works here, and I was gonna originally do it, make the announcement at the year end, but since you weren't feeling well during that time, I was like, I think it's not the right time to do it, so I kind of want to wait to announce it while you're here. So for about 10 years now, we've been named Daikaiju Network. Previously, we were Planet X control room at the very beginning when we started in 2010. So with us kind of melding more with not only just kaiju, but tokusatsu, and then probably Super Sentai whenever that time comes as well. So I thought it'd be more appropriate to kind of do a new rebrand, new refresh.
This will be the last one.
Yes, definitely. So pretty much announcing that Daikaiju Network is going to be turning into the Go Kaiju show there. So pretty much the wording is kind of a mixture of both tokusatsu and Super Sentai, and then obviously with kaiju and everything kind of gives more of that flair in a way. So what are your initial thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you and I had talked about this. I mean, I have nothing new to say other than are you talking about the logo or in general?
Well, just everything in general, because
yeah. You wanted me to talk about the logo. I'm like, no. I already told you what I thought about the logo. Yeah, I mean, I like the logo. I know there have been some people, I've seen some reviews in a couple spots where there were some people that weren't too keen on our name of Daikaiju Network, and I sort of get that. Typically with kind of what we do, the word kaiju is more prevalent than daikaiju. But at the same time, I still, for the last decade have kind of liked our name Daikaiju Network. But then over the last few years, I started having issues with the name network just because it sounds like we are like a TV or a podcast network that plays host to a number of shows. And in a technical sense, we kind of do that because we have our normal podcast and then we've had our commentaries. We even had Toku Zone there for a while where we were, specifically focusing on a Satsu-based show. So in a roundabout way, it kind of sort of worked out. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to this final rebranding that we're doing. It's going to be, I think, fun. I think definitely because by and large, we covered the vast majority of sort of like the bulk of the major kaiju films, other than maybe some commentaries, which eventually we'll get to. But as far as general discussions, more or less we've covered the majority of what most people would consider kind of the foundation and maybe even the general housing, so to speak, of what, is a kaiju property. And so granted, we still have more to do. Like we still plan on eventually covering some United States properties, like some of the Ray Harryhausen stuff and other stuff, anything that comes up, because we're always looking for more stuff. We've even talked about doing things like the Meg films, anything that's like a giant. We've even gone so far, and this I think really would be fun. If doing some of the old sci-fi network stuff, Sharktopus and all that junk, and it would be absolute junk, but I think it would be fun to cover. And there's this channel, I'm not going to take time to pull it up here just for time purposes, but there's this channel on YouTube. It's called Yokaku or Yoku Movie or something like that. It's,
the Chinese YouTube
it's a
channel?
Chinese studio that makes a bunch of like monster animal sci-fi horror type pictures. Again, terrible acting, but interesting, wacky premises. There's tons of stuff on there too. And I told Jason, I said, if we could be doing this for the rest of our lives and probably never run out of material. Because I even have, I don't know, like 5 or 6 Super Sentai things. I quit buying those after odd number of years ago just because I'm like, I can't keep up with it. But I bought, like I said, 5 or 6 of those. And There's a bunch of other things too. I mean, we could argue at some point it'd be nice that I see the Cloverfield trilogy I got there. I think at some point should cover that. I even have 8 versus Monster. Even my son thinks that's pretty crappy. He watched like 15 minutes into it. He said on a car trip here, like back in August, he said, I turned it off because it's bad. So I've got, I can't read all of it, but something Just Beyond. It's like a Power Ranger cop of sorts show from 1985. I haven't watched all that. I've seen the first couple episodes. Mighty Joe Young, the old and the new versions. We haven't covered those. I mean, there's just so much we could do. And because now, like I said, we've gotten we gotten the Godzilla series done, Gamera's done, all the other like Toho, supplemental films like, War of the Gargantuas and Dogura and that sort of stuff. We even did Daimajin trilogy. That's done. We've even done a few other knickknack things along the way. So definitely moving more into tokusatsu. I see most of what we're doing moving forward. Moving more into tokusatsu stuff as far as general discussion. Obviously, that'll change periodically. Like, for example, at the end of March here, we got a brand new MonsterVerse movie to take care of. So there will be that. We'll at some point wrap up the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World commentary series. And at some point we'll cover those in a general discussion as well. I mean, there's just so much to do, but I do think moving forward, a lot of tokusatsu stuff, Ultraman and that sort of stuff. So this whole rebranding thing, I think it definitely is going to suit us more going forward. And at the same time, I think it still honors the general basis of what we started out as and just kind of where our larger interest lies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just kind of going back to what you mentioned about earlier with having a bit of an issue with the word network in there. That was kind of my initial thought at the point when we transitioned from Planet X Control Room to Daikaiju Network, simply because of maybe trying to do some more kind of specific shows here and there, kind of in their own separate thing. But then as time goes on, and then here we are about 10 years after that initial rebrand from PXCR to Daikaiju Network, that it's just quite a bit of work. And after a certain amount, it's like, just keep everything sort of in one thing. So after a while, my initial thought of doing this actually kind of started about a couple or so years ago, as far as felt like network is just more of a broad thing, making it think like we're sort of like a TV network in a way, with multiple shows and everything, which initially we started doing that, but we just decided to consolidate everything after a while. So we didn't think the synergy was there anymore. Yeah, just taking out the network and just putting the show in there. It feels more like us just kind of concentrating everything just kind of in one centralized spot, kind of making things a little bit easier for us. And then, like what Ken also said, that we've pretty much initially covered a good portion of the Kaiju films. And, well, we haven't gotten onto some of the shows for Kaiju specific. And then I know there's some other Kaiju.
Too many of those, though.
There's some other Kaiju ones out there too from other countries and all that, because I don't think we've gotten around to Reptilicus yet. So that'll be.
I thought we did a commentary on that, though.
Not that
I swore we did a commentary on that like 6-7 years ago or something like that.
but I know that we have not gotten around to an actual discussion of Reptilicus yet, at least. But
and I've got both the American and the original Danish version.
so there's still a few out there, but yeah, as time goes on, we're going to be eventually kind of focusing more on the Tokusatsu and Super Sentai whenever that day comes. So yeah, just kind of be more as a show instead of just a broad network, quote unquote. But,
so I expect those of you that gave us low ratings because of the name that you'll go back and change those, you jerks.
Yeah. So obviously Kaiju is still intact for our branding, but the go-go part is kind of an homage to the whole Tokusatsu and the Super Sentai genre there. So it's just kind of combining all those two into one.
Yeah. Offering me a promotion. No, thank you. Sane Cleansinv.
Yeah, that's just that's just a bot.
Yeah. Get off my channel.
So I wouldn't worry about that.
I know. All right. So are we ready?
Yeah, just let me.
Early, we spent 20 minutes. Like.
Yeah. So let me hide that and then stop the sharing part here and close out that whole logo. So and
for those of you who were hoping that maybe with the rebranding we change who we are, no. Screw yourself if you thought that. We're never changing. If you don't like us, there are plenty of other kaiju podcasts out there. We try to be fun and entertaining. That's kind of what we're trying to do. We sort of let go of the whole being informative. We still try to do that on some level, but we kind of abandoned that. Mainly because we're both so busy that, again, there are plenty of other podcasts you can go listen to if you want something more informative.
Yeah. Okay, so I just sort of started the episode, but I paused it, so I'm at the.
If you're gonna do that,
the 0 mark.
Okay, I want to say I don't remember if our discs continue playing them when the episode's done, if it goes back to the menu or not, but we'll find out. I want to say though, because I'd like to let everyone know what the names of each episodes are that we're covering here. Our first episode, episode 22, is titled "Suspicious Merman Amazonia."
Merman, he's making an appearance.
Okay, let me get this kind of set up the way you did too here. It fades. Wait a minute. Oh, that was like as perfect as you can get. Okay. I thought it like wasn't out of the transition yet. Okay. So for those of you who were not with us on Spectre Man or have never joined us on a commentary, I count down from 3. I go 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, you hit select play or whatever the button is that gets the program started on whatever device it is you're using. So, Jason, are you ready?
I'm ready. Trouble.
Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. And put up the screen.
Now, where we left
here.
off here, the original star of Kamen Rider broke his back in an actual motorcycle accident, and I think we said from our research way back in the day that he periodically comes back, but he's never the original star again.
Mm-hmm.
I think, which, man, what a kick in the balls.
Yeah. That would surely have to suck.
Don't call him Shirley.
If that's the case, then I wonder if his paycheck may have gotten reduced.
Oh, I'm sure there was some sort of contract, but again, like the way the Japanese television and movie industry does things, and during this time, it's so different than not only what it is now, but even what Hollywood was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like yesterday, but man, it's been like 8 months.
Yeah.
See, they're trying to retcon here. That's like, oh yeah, he was always the Kamen Rider. It's like, no, he wasn't.
You can't trick us. I'm going as fast as I can. I can't hear you.
Where did that random... I wondered if that's what they were doing, was training for the Olympic Games. Is it Invisible Merman?
Amazonia. Funny if he went a little bit further accidentally. It's the edge
Tripped
of that
pool.
Yeah. Ouch, I hit my head on the boat.
That'd be funny. Came up and like hit the propeller and oops.
Oh. Well, the propeller part is lifted up, so
yeah, but still, like by the time you get your head above water enough, you get a nice haircut still.
If you had it turned on, that is. It'd be a little bit dangerous with all the rocks and stuff. You wouldn't know, how deep or shallow it is.
I would be afraid of just slipping on the rocks.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, there is. There's always something to be afraid of in the water. If the water doesn't get you, some creature will.
It's a luchador.
I'm the greatest in all of Mexico. It's like Orn from Aquaman. Oh, that's right, I forgot about them.
It's been a while seeing Tachibana.
Is that concrete that they're sliding on?
It looks pretty, like, permanent into the ground there.
You look like crap. Dude, leave me alone. A dirty mouth, yeah. I got in trouble in Spanish class one time because I said, "Oh crap." Back
really?
In high school. Yeah, I did back in high school.
That's dumb.
I know, it's stupid. She's like, "I don't like the word crap," and I thought to myself, "Well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard."
It's not like I said shit.
Yeah. I got 4 detentions for 4 stupid things in middle school.
Yeah, I keep forgetting of Agent Taki there.
I have general but yet vague memories of what we went through before we decided to dive into the deep end of Spectre Man.
Yeah, because if I remember, I think Agent Taki, he was with the FBI.
Maybe. Sure.
So now they have a base underwater.
That'll be found pretty easily too.
He looks like one of those creatures from Beetlejuice.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I can't remember the last time I watched it.
Hey, how can they all be champions?
They just can.
It's shocker. They get participation trophies. We want everybody to know they are part of the team.
Just waiting for the Toei logo.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting there thinking, man, I've seen that before.
Fall down already.
Wow, that's not good because that's chlorinated water. That probably destroys everything in that general area.
Well, because, I mean, look at it. All those pipes are rusted completely.
Well, I know, but I'm concerned about like the ecosystem in that general area of the ocean that chlorinated water dumps into.
Give me more whiskey while you're up.
Man, that actually does sound good right now. I haven't had a whiskey in like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while for me.
The last one I had was the Jack Honey, where it's basically like a syrup consistency, and it's really sweet. Like, it's dangerous to drink that simply because it's so sweet and you barely like taste the whiskey that you could drink so much of it and not feel anything for a while. But then if you drink a lot and then once it starts hitting you, oh man, like you really could be out if you weren't like being very careful about it.
Yeah. Last one was just the general, I think it was either, I think the last hard liquor was a rum and coke, but I think anything that was whiskey based, it was probably a bullet bourbon and some coke.
The rum, I haven't had rum in a number of years, and the rum I want to get back to that I haven't had in like 6-7 years is Kraken. That is really good stuff.
I usually get the Captain Morgan. I kind of like that.
I got away from that because there was one time where like I think I drank enough either Jack and Cokes or just had enough shots of Cap that like I got sick, and so every time I smell it, I'm just like, oh.
That's the same with me, but with tequila. I only just had it once on my 21st birthday when I turned 21 that year, and like just having one thing of that is like just kind of where it got me. I don't know, over the next day.
Yeah, I had one shot of tequila, and I'm like, it's fine, but it's not great.
Yeah,
and I've never had.
I didn't care.
Since.
Yeah, I didn't care much for the taste, from what I can remember.
Oh my gosh! You see, he missed him literally by 3 feet. It was clear as day. Oh man!
I mean, that's not surprising.
They usually try better to hide that, though, like putting the camera at a different angle so it hides that.
Yeah. But I guess they sort of forgot that day.
Again, it's one of those where the shooting schedule for these is so quick. It's like, look, we only have one take for each scene. So if we screw up, oh, well, we have to go with that.
Well, and then making 92 episodes for this show, and the hectic schedule that they had during these days, like how many months or days or weeks for that matter that they had to shoot for all these episodes.
Right. I really hope that there's some sort of like eventual book in the English language that talks about some of these tokusatsu shows and just sort of not just how they were made, but get into the nitty gritty of shooting schedules and budgets and things of that sort.
Well, I'd say just tell August we're going to start making one.
Yeah, August, if you happen to be listening, is there a possibility you could do that? It almost looked like he just kind of fell in.
I was going to say that too, but I was like,
I did it for you.
If that was on purpose or on accident.
It probably was on purpose, but it did look like he slipped or something.
With the gal there, it looked like it was sort of a not premeditating the fall.
That'd be funny if he just kept driving through like the middle of them.
Or
he
like,
just about did there.
Or like he still kept on going, but then uses his right hand to do the middle finger gesture.
I thought of that, or like he has some nitro like on a cycle and he just hits it just as he passes and it sets him on fire.
or just like lifts up his ass and then lights a fire.
Oh, yeah.
A big ass fart.
That would take some skill. And then he says, by the way, I don't keep pinky promises. Like he just lied to a child.
I'm surprised they haven't turned this guy yet.
Why is he spread eagle?
I don't know, but they usually like transform people like right away. I don't know why they still kept him as himself.
They're very indecisive as far as what to turn him into. They're like, look, we've used just about every animal in the animal kingdom. Like, what is left?
What the heck is going on here?
Who really knows, Jason?
Doesn't look like Shocker to me. It's just some sort of stranger.
Stranger in a strange land.
That's some punching there.
I have to say right now, the idea of these water battles is interesting and unique because you don't get a whole lot of them, and obviously it's because they're very difficult to film. But then the unfortunate thing, though, is that because of their budget and because of the limited filming schedule, a lot of these just don't look good.
Yeah.
It looks bad. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Stay safe, and then she pulls out a big thing of bourbon and just starts chucking it. They really make a big deal out of that fan on his belt.
Well, that's his source of power.
I know.
Have
He's
you known
like the
this
Kamen
from
Rider.
the beginning?
Oh, I know. He's like the Kamen Rider of Wind or something like that. Well, yeah. I mean,
wind.
Yeah, isn't there aren't there like supposed to be multiple Kamen Riders? Like one's supposed to be based out of water or something like that, and his is wind or whatever.
I don't know to be exact because this is kind of the first show that I've fully emerged into the Kamen Rider lore. So once we get further into the show down the road, we'll probably figure out if we remember that.
Well, the problem is that we've been away from this for so long too that I'm sure we could probably look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to right now.
I'm too lazy.
I am. Even though I just hit like a few keys and everything's there.
Yeah.
A hope but up there.
Ooga booga.
Oh, jeez.
She's mine.
彼女も捕まったのか。この女をカプセルに入れろ。仮面ライダーをここへおびき寄せるのだ。
I don't think that's how luchadori guys sound.
Well, they do now.
You can definitely tell that they made an underwater specific helmet for Kamen Rider there.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
仮面ライダーが侵入しました。待て。
Because when it came to those water shots, it looked a bit rougher compared to like the actual helmet.
おかしいな。あいつは何を企んでるんだ。ライダー。タキ、やったらどうか。ほら、しかし何か企んでるらしい。今すら。よし。
Yes.
Yosh.
Yoshi.
大丈夫ですか。タキ、カンプル壊すぞ。どうぞ。
You didn't need to kick it. You just need to unlatch it.
I know. It's so funny.
Trying to make it more dramatic, I suppose.
だな、仮面ライダー。これはお前の墓場だ。何それ
Shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh my gosh.
ここで暴れられるかな
I usually like that because it's a creepy sound, but you hear it so much. It's not the same.
Yeah.
息が消える
So they suck out the air in the room? Is that what they do?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just go along with that.
Dipsy Doodah.
苦しいかライダーこの部屋の数は普段の3分の1
How can he be in pain? He's a cyborg. He shouldn't feel anything.
ライダーしていいあのスイッチだ
He's like Mechagodzilla with missiles in his fingers. ライダー勝負は終わってだしてい
Watch your mouth.
俺は青柳さんのためあいつがするんだ見知ったんだ俺はこう爆発する
They still have not transformed the guy. They're
That's
really
their
that
loss.
indecisive.
That is their loss.
おやだ
Do I look like a pops to you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just saying. You asked, I answered.
青柳さん大丈夫ですかはい水上まで一気に飛び出します
That'd be funny if it was still stone. Let's go through this thing. Oh!
仮面ライダー待っていたぞ。カメラさん、できたら待ってます。早く。
You know what that color scheme that this Amazonia creature kind of reminds me of?
Merman? Yeah.
No. Too bad.
Oh, yeah.
Purple and orange.
I'm like, again, like the whole Toei thing you brought up earlier. I'm like, that looks familiar. I've seen that before.
But yeah, it's like the purple and the orange color scheme just kind of reminds me of Too Bad.
I love He-Man, dude. He-Man's so awesome.
ライダー、とうとう参りおったか。
He kicks him in the ass.
ライダー、
He
then
just blows up on contact.
Yeah, once he explodes, the entire underground base explodes too.
So, like, was there some sort of explosive device that was remote controlled to where if he died, the explosion would go off on the base?
I guess so. That's how it looks.
Because if there was, that was never brought up.
Boy, that guy changed into his clothes pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
どうもありがとう。俺も投げてくれ。あ、ハート兄ちゃん。
I'm just living the moment.
California dreaming on such a winter's day.
It's not California dreaming, it's Japan dreaming.
Aww.
限りなく襲うショッカーの必要さにより一層戦う決意を新たにするのだった。
Well, now that's pretty much it for.
I'm looking at the preview here. What are we in for? A teddy bear. This is great. Or is it a cat? It's a squirrel. It's a flying squirrel.
Oh, no way.
Oh, this is wonderful. It looks like a teddy bear.
It sort of looked like a cat for me at first when I saw the briefly saw the preview before hitting the title.
I am hyped. You know, I've enjoyed some episodes of Kamen Rider. This next one I'm most looking forward to. All right. So thoughts, if any?
Yeah, with episode 22, it's I would say it's pretty interesting, to say the least, with the whole merman and all that. I'm kind of getting a little bit distracted from the background music going on.
It's done. It's done now.
But yeah, the initial design for it doesn't quite look like the merman that you're sort of used to know or remember. For that fact, it kind of reminds me of one of those characters from the Beetlejuice movie. But yeah, I'd say it's all right. The practical effects, it's okay. The battles between the henchmen and the Amazonia and Kamen Rider, they're pretty decent, although you get your usual shots here and there where it's like they don't make contact with one another. Yeah, so someone must have not gotten the memo that day to maybe turn the camera here and there. But yeah, it's a pretty decent Kamen Rider episode. You know, your typical one, you know, having your this week's villain kidnapping someone trying to turn him into something, but for whatever reason, they didn't turn this one guy into whatever that they were going to do. It sort of seemed a bit pointless to kidnap him, because then he just sort of lives on after that and all that. So it's just kind of a little bit unusual to see that. I think it was probably sort of the first time that something like that has happened, but okay, whatever. But
okay, sure.
But it's your typical Kamen Rider episode. So with that, give this one at least a B.
Yeah, I felt a little underwhelmed, unfortunately, because it seemed like they didn't move forward, like you said several times, and I think this really bugs you, the lack of a transformation of that guy that they captured at the earlier part of the episode. I was a little disappointed in that too, but it seemed like to me a lot of times, they had the merman on there, but then it seemed like by and large, when you really pay attention, he's not doing much of anything much of the time. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of to me seemed like it was it was an episode that I don't know if just this was one of those where the writers were under a lot of pressure perhaps to get it done fast, and this is what we got. I don't know. Yeah. The merman costume in many respects looks awful in terms of its construction, in terms of its general design. It's pretty cool, but again, just underwhelming in many respects, unfortunately. It was fine enough. I think perhaps the best thing about the episode was when the little boy said that one gal looked like crap. But otherwise, I mean, it was fine. The water fight scenes were underwhelming. Again, I think lack of budget and just lack of any real substantive time to try and film it properly to make it entertaining enough. With that, I'm giving it a D+.
Oh wow.
I'm kind of underwhelmed with it. I'm disappointed with it too. All right, so episode 23 is titled Sky Flying Monster Musasabero Do or something like that. Let me get it quickly started here at the very beginning here, because we got these transitions.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Put back the screen up, and I'll briefly be right back. I'm going to grab me another drink here. All right, I'm back.
Too bad. Oh. I can tell you this will be one of the best ones yet. I promise you that.
For a second, it's like this episode kind of looked a bit familiar in a way. It was like, oh, kind of something from Spectre Man, where they had like some scientists doing shady shit.
I've seen this before. We keep going back to that.
All they did was just put some kind of red paint on cotton, and then the cotton explode.
This flavor of cotton candy is awful.
わずか 100cc の新型液体燃料であのロケットがどうきっと成功する。火星ロケットを打ち上げるためにも成功させねば。
Boy, that's some
That's
slow missile.
oh my gosh. Holy crap.
Missiles don't move that slow. Holy crap.
They do here.
あのような爆発的なエネルギーを発生するとは。
I think out of all movies and TV shows related to kaiju or tokusatsu, that has to be the slowest one ever.
Look at this guy. Teddy bear monster.
It's called Soaring Squirrel. That's quite the name. Doesn't even quite look like a squirrel.
Oh, I found something by accident. Here, I'll send you a link to it. I think you would appreciate it. I found it by accident.
Amazon. Oh, cool.
I don't know. I haven't delved deep. I just happened to see the name. Like, it just popped up. It's a rabid teddy bear. I love this suit. I mean, it's technically not great, but I love it.
A rabid vampire teddy squirrel.
I like that. Rabid vampire teddy squirrel. Hey, rabid vampire teddy squirrel, go get him. Rabid vampire teddy squirrel.
Oh, God. At least he flies much faster compared to that rocket.
What is a slipstream? I don't think I've ever heard of a slipstream.
A slipstream.
I am digging this so much. It's one of those, it's so bad, it's good. What a jerk.
It's like right around the Winter Olympics. Can't be Winter Olympics.
No, because the last episode they were getting ready for the Summer Olympics.
But I don't think Sapporo hosted a Summer Olympics. I think it was just Tokyo.
Well, Nagano did for the winter in '98.
Oh, I'm talking as far as Summer Olympics. You saw nothing.
This is so wonderful. And these guys have to take it so seriously.
Meow.
That'd be funny if his motorcycle was like in the shape of a bee, because that's kind of what it sounds like.
He just barges right in without even knocking or anything.
Zip it up, I'm coming in. What? Yeah. It's like a Money in the Bank match.
Where did
What's
he
with,
come
like-
from?
What's with like the little pollen pockets or whatever those things are on the end of his whiskers?
That's what I would like to know.
I bet it was hot in that suit. Are you
I don't-
kidding?
Because I don't remember seeing flying squirrels or anything having pollen pockets on their whiskers.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because that's kind of what it looks like is pollen. I'm actually rooting for the squirrel here.
I bet you are.
Old tiny steam engine.
Maybe it's Gordon from the Thomas and Friends. Looks like one of those Shy Guys.
Bank, mom, bank, mom.
Almost T-boned. Oh, God. It's like didn't even see contact right there. I can't understand what you're saying. Sounds like a fart.
Of course you would think that.
外自動を一発で破壊するケースの中には1キロトンの爆発物が入っている。そのケースを大詰め研究力。よし、わかった。
Just only splattered dirt on him just to get the suitcase.
It sort of looks like a cougar head.
Teddy squirrel cougar bear thing.
That's an awesome backdrop painting there.
He wanted a mural of himself.
The sad thing is someone took more time into painting that than they did into that suit.
Just goes to show where all the money went.
Yeah. Into these ridiculous painters. No. I'm joking.
Are ya?
No, not really. Yeah, yeah. But the explosive properties are what helps make internal combustion engines work because they have to ignite the bits of fuel to turn pistons.
Yeah.
That's why fuel for a long time has been flammable, because you have the spark plugs. The music here sounds like it's from Ibera.
Maybe that's where they got it from. Now it sort of sounds like a Megalon. The kid's name is Goro.
Fight. Is that the same gal that we saw before with the bad teeth, or is this a different gal who plays the Miyuki or whatever?
I think it might be.
It to me almost looks like it could be someone different.
No, it's the same gal because I can remember her.
Her teeth are fixed.
Boy, that's some fast braces.
Either that or they had her sit down one day and they did it manually with pliers on each tooth and just.
Oh.
Oh, maybe your memory's failing you.
What?
Where am I?
Who am I? Who are you?
What is this?
Sir, that's your pee-pee.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That's quite the secure lab building. It almost looks like a barn in a way.
Well, a cheap wooden door there. It's like I probably could sneeze and that thing would fall off its hinges. Wouldn't those guys be affected too?
Yeah.
They're not wearing gas masks.
They did earlier, but I don't know why they don't now, which is odd.
Even the squirrel is a champion. I mean, what's with the...
Why is he riding on a motorcycle? Why don't he just fly?
Yeah, it's a means for our hero to catch up to him by making the squirrel stupid, even though I think the squirrel is stupid. For the love of Pete, I'm already tired of looking at that fan on his belt.
Well, we got 70 some odd episodes left of seeing that, so just gonna have to bear with it.
Yeah, see, that's the reason why. Because if he flew, there would have been. Oh, what the heck?
What the heck? Plot twist.
I guess he tricked him.
And then now he flies. He said the ugly flying rat.
Squirrels never get the respect. There she is, right there. So no, it's a different gal that we saw earlier, I think.
No, it's the same one. Because of her floofy hair.
I guess.
Your mind's just getting to you.
What? Come on. I heard something come out of these little things in my ear.
It's just your imagination.
Oh no, my brain's talking to me.
Yes, it is I. You're conscious.
Oh no. I have no control over it. It's so funny that every time any of these characters have to do like a flip or to like jump up in the air to make it seem like they're flying, they have to do like a quick camera swoosh to get you away from it to make it seem like they took off.
Oh, that's just sort of the only effect that they had.
I know
back
that's the only thing they can really do. It's gotten distracting.
But hey, it just goes to show that it's a Japanese show because they all do that.
Is it a go-go kaiju show?
Not for a few more months.
そうか、ウソバビートルと戦闘員は別行動か。
Boy, he missed quite a bit.
Where's the blood? Oh, he didn't even hit the guy there.
Wow, he stabs him in the heart there.
In the last episode, he threw a knife at a guy in the tree, but as the guy was falling, like, he didn't have the knife close enough to his body. It was almost like he pulled the knife out. Take us to your leader.
Using a stick as a weapon? Come on.
Yeah, well, right. That's not how it would work. That would work that way. Mount Showa. It's where they keep all the classic Godzilla movies.
Mount Showa Shizen.
Bless you.
Tachibana's just trying to take all of the credit.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Looks like an ocean instead of a lake. Where'd he get that umbrella?
Penguin. You should. Your mother always said don't play with your food.
Kamen Rider.
That was your mistake. Letting go of that suitcase.
Joke's on you. In that briefcase are my taxes. Do them and have them back to me by the end of the week.
Cut them loose even though they weren't tied to begin with.
I know. The budget was so small they couldn't even afford some cheap rope.
Yeah, apparently. I like how the other minion there just has that stick. Like that's going to do any damage.
Rather have a weapon than no weapon.
Yeah, I suppose.
This squirrel needs to come back later in the series.
But when it comes to these kinds of shows, that's unlikely going to be the case.
Well, didn't the Cobra come back? I thought the Cobra came back, and I thought at least one other one came back.
Well, I know they had the one episode where they had like all the suits kind of lined up in the room there, but
yeah, but I thought Cobra had separate storylines that were not consecutive.
I don't think so. I think that they were consecutive.
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember there was one two-parter, but then I thought there was one like a handful of episodes later where it was different.
Not that I can think of.
Please be all right. I'm not.
Oh no, he dead.
That'd be funny if the actor like lost his balance and lost track of where he was and actually like fell down the little hill there.
Falls down on the briefcase and just explodes.
ライダー死んじゃったの？いやー、大丈夫さ。きっと仮面ライダー。
We got 72 more episodes, kid.
何？これ大丈夫よね。そういうこと一緒だ。さすがの仮面ライダーの命がいくつあってもただめだろう。
Yeah, you're right.
仮面ライダー一文字隼人によって未然に防がれた。そして一文字隼人は素晴らしい仲間たちと共にショッカーと戦う決意を新たにしたのだ。
I can't see through these goggles.
That'd be funny if that was true.
Well, that's
Mushroom org. Ooh.
Kind of looks like oh shoot, the one villain from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Davy Jones?
Yeah, he kind of looks like him. Yeah, okay, let me get to the title screen.
Okay. Before we start the next episode, I would like to take a quick restroom break.
Okay, so I'll just put the screen back up here.
Well, no, like let's quickly get our thoughts on this current episode done, and then before we start the next one, we'll.
Okay, so yeah, that's episode 23. I would say it's a heck of a lot better compared to the previous episode. There, yeah, the design of oh gosh, it's
We'll just call it the flying squirrel.
Yeah, flying squirrel, teddy, cougar bear,
Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, or Paddington Bear, flying Paddington Bear.
I loved Paddington as a child.
Yeah, this the design for that one, although it's just fur, maybe some simple things here and there, it turned out pretty good, much better compared to that merman design or execution there. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting henchman for this episode, and just flying around doing stuff, stealing briefcases full of explosives and all that.
Unbelievable.
It's how should I put this? I would say it's much more interesting this time around, where you get multiple battles in here instead of just one huge battle, kind of like what we had in the previous episode there. And I would say the one thing that's just kind of gotten me is just the really slow missile. That has to be the slowest missile that I've seen by far.
And I'm going to give this episode points for that.
It's like even the flying squirrel, he was flying much faster compared to that, like 4 times as fast. But this is a really good episode, a good Kamen Rider episode with your quirky moments. And it's pretty rare to see Tachibana kind of involving himself with the episode's henchmen here. And it's kind of good to kind of get everyone sort of involved in the like. So I would give episode 23 an A.
Wow. I told you, like even before we started the episode, when I saw the preview for this one at the end of the last episode we covered, that this is going to be one of the better ones just because of the flying squirrel, and it looked like being a murderous teddy bear. The slow missile, yeah, that's a whoopsie moment, but you know what? I'm giving this episode props for that just because it's so funny. Yeah. It made my belly jiggle with laughter. This episode is a lot more fun, a lot more battles. It's just too bad that the flying squirrel doesn't have at least a 2-episode storyline here. I so badly hope this character comes back because I love it. It's so ridiculous. I love it. And I want more of this, please. To me, this is some of the best Kamen Rider in the series so far of the first 23 episodes. This is spectacular. I mean, this is what tokusatsu should be. Mm-hmm. and I love it. So yeah, I think I'm going to give it an A as well.
All right. So I'll put up the screen while you go to the restroom, and then I'll just kind of get things ready on my end. So we'll be right back here, folks.
All right, I'm back.
All right, so am I.
All right, so we ready?
Yeah, I am ready on my end. I've got it at the 0 mark here.
Drinking more coffee so I can have another bathroom break soon. Yeah. So, episode 24 titled "Deadly Poison Monster Kino Komoi's Sortie." Sure. Okay,
sounds like a mouthful.
Let me get. That's not what I did, you stupid thing.
Hurry up.
Boy, I'm good at this. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And then put the screen back up.
Put it up.
Kamen Rider.
That's what each episode needs to have, is you your voice coming in saying that Kamen Rider.
Sound like you said Kamen Rider.
That's the adult version. Hey, look, go. Let me guess. That's where you got the first part of the rebranding from, huh?
Not really, no. To be honest with you.
It almost sounds like they're saying liar, Kamen liar.
Oh man, now I'm probably gonna get that caked into my mind.
And it's instead of it's common, but the way it sounds like it's common. Like you're a common liar, like common liar.
Oh no!
I'm glad I could be of some assistance.
Tokyo prison. It's kind of a fancy sign for a prison.
I was thinking it was pretty janky.
It still kind of looks like one of those that you see in a mental institute, but without the padding around the walls.
I'm surprised it's taken this long for Shocker to go to a prison and just start bringing guys out. Like, you would think maybe they would just take over an entire prison and start building an army of, Shocker generals or what have you out of all these prisoners.
Right, yeah.
But that makes too much sense.
Yeah, that plot is just too convenient for us. We just want everything to be complex and convoluted.
Look here, what you don't understand is that this is a business. We have 91 episodes we have to do. If we wasted it all on this one storyline, we could only produce maybe about 5 or 6 of these, and then we're screwed. So no, we can't do that.
俺たちと一緒に来るんだ。来い。我々ショッカーはお前のような凶悪無残な男を探していた。何のために？
You know, I kind of noticed that each episode, the walls and design for the lair, they change every time to suit the episode's main protagonist or antagonist.
Well, and like we were saying there for a while, all the masks of the henchmen changed too. And now what they're doing is they got a common mask. And then the only thing that changes sometimes are like these little stickers or patches on top of the henchman's forehead to whatever the main villain's going to look like.
That's why I sort of noticed, because it looked like on that little red emblem on the forehead, it looked like it had a couple mushroom designs on there.
So yeah, it was cost-saving measure.
But yeah, doesn't he look like Davy Jones in a way?
A little bit, yeah, or one of Davy Jones' henchmen.
Yeah.
Let me just say, this guy did not skip leg day. You can always count on the Japanese to like develop cackles and laughs that are very creepy.
Well, and even designs and names.
It didn't go that far. And considering how like that little hill was steep enough to where it wouldn't have rolled up and over, it would have probably rolled back down on him a little bit.
Yeah, I was literally saying the same thing when they were starting to go out farther than where it landed. I dare you. He sort of looks like a Smurf gone wrong.
A Smurf, that Galgameth or whatever that evil dude's name was. Like,
yeah. It's like trying to merge Smurf cells with mushroom cells, and it just went terribly wrong.
Either that or you accidentally like hit a Smurf into a vat of acid and I sent you a little message there.
どっか逃げ口あるのかしら。何も見えないじゃない。この時が当然バーリアを見破れるわけがない。
Okay, Woody Woodpecker.
A very demented Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, a Woody Woodpecker that just like did an evil smile as he made that cackle.
ノコモルムの胞子を浴びた人間はたちまち動けなくなるのだ。その人間を連れてきて改造すれば世界は我々ショッカーのものだ。
Why not just, like grab multiple prisoners out of that prison instead of him randomly going around to get these innocent people?
Yeah.
But then again, that makes too much sense.
Well, and they don't want to be convenienced for it.
I know. We're thinking too much.
It makes too much sense for us. The heck?
When people know that this is Shocker,
Or something odd. Old dude.
yeah, I know. That guy's probably like in his 20s. It's like the Pied Piper, except with children.
And with mushroom guys.
Why would they want children as like part of their crew?
Well, for obvious reasons where the show is geared towards.
Well, yeah, but whatever. I'm done trying. I just hope some of this stuff that they've used to spray on people is not something that would give people cancer, because this was the 70s and the testing of certain substances was not like it is today.
Just better hope it's not asbestos.
Oh, this special effects crew guy. I got an idea. We got a whole bunch of asbestos here. Why don't we chop that up and use it as a spray?
Oh. Yeah, that would really suck if that was the case, but I hope not.
Man. Well, let me just say this. For many years, it was used to build houses.
Mm. There you go, Kent.
That's really starting to grate on me to the point to where I think I'm going to gradually dock some points for each episode just because they show that.
I thought you were going to say it's going to get to the point to where it's going to make me do it. Oh, now they got rope. Why did they use some of that in the previous episode?
Maybe because of budget, they're like, look, the rope's going to play a bigger role in this episode than this other one. Priorities.
Boy, they're driving pretty slow.
Well, yeah, because they don't need the act. They don't need to have another Kamen Rider actor go MIA because he got injured.
They sure like to tumble around.
This makes Kamen Rider look bad that he can't take out a henchman like this quick enough.
And he's supposed to be a cyborg, much tougher than a regular human. Oh, sprayed by asbestos.
Oh, jeez. That's a T-shirt right there.
With the guy's face, and then you see all the sprinkles and stuff.
and then we got our show logo on the bottom. See, look, they took that guy out pretty fast, and Kamen Rider spent 5 minutes on that one dude.
And they're regular humans, not cyborgs. Boy, they're much stronger than Kamen Rider.
Why don't we have them become the stars of the show? That did not even come close to that guy. That's a lie, because I'm Kamen Rider.
On guard, wee wee. It looks like a whole can of spray paint just exploded on the face.
That's probably what happened. They put one of those spray cans on top of the kid, and then they like hold still, and then some guy with like a shotgun blew it up just over his face. And
God.
ウイルスじゃないのか。違う。だが毒性がかなり強いことは確かだ。おい、小池。これじゃこのまま生きていても回復の見込みがないっていうつもりか。まあ、待てよ。もう少し詳しく分析してみる時間をくれよ。しかしその間にこの子供たちは一体どうなるんだ。人間に取り付いた胞子の伝染力がまだ弱いのだ。実験が完成するまで足人間の秘密を知られてはまずい。子供たちを取り戻しに行け。
What have I done?
absolutely nothing. That's why they're there.
ショッカーたちはこの罪もない子供たちを犠牲にして一体何を企んでいるんだ。大丈夫か。子供たちに何を使ったんだ。
And then he walks in and he goes, "What happened?"
Oh, absolutely nothing. We're A-okay.
おかしいな。ショッカーはなぜあの動けない子供を狙ったんだ。今度の事件を解く鍵はこの子供たちにあるのかもしれない。
Oh, really?
わかったぞ、ハイド。まあ見てみろ。 子供たちの体に取り付いているのは今までなかった毒キノコの胞子だ。毒キノコ。そうだったのか。その胞子が強くなれば繁殖する可能性もある。
Well, no shit, Sherlock. It was them.
早くこの胞子に対処できる薬を
Haven't you fought the mushroom guy?
What?
その頃ドッカーは新しい毒キノコのエキスを子供たちに植え付けていた。この子供たちは24時間経つと再び発病する。そしてその子供に触った者は1時間後には菌に感染して次々に倒れる。人間どもは大騒ぎだ。
Just by rubbing stuff on the face?
毒キノコだったらどうするんだ。どうしたんですか。
変なキノコが生えてるのよ。
キノコ。違うよ。
Mushrooms don't sound like that.
Where have you been?
なんだと。
KKKKKKKKK.
どこへ。また入るぞ。これは奴らのもんだ。後輩の外地もちはやと。場所へ。
No, I will not.
A little too quiet.
A little too Raph. Can we just knock that shit off now? It's just, it was kind of cool for a while, and then they use it about every 5 seconds. He's got a Ram truck logo on his belt. There goes a
Favorite
couple more
part.
points for this episode. It runs over the bike.
Oh, I didn't see that there.
And he keeps going, why am I stuck? We're so stupid.
Why is the bike not stopping me from stopping?
Why hasn't this bike just disappeared? I'm driving over it. Isn't that what's supposed to happen when you drive over things? This is something that I think is starting to hurt the show, is that I'm all for the friends to help periodically, but when you got these regular Joe schmoes armed with nothing coming in and taking these guys out, and then you got your superhero who is half cyborg, supposed to have special powers and abilities, and he's struggling with some of these guys, man, that's starting to make your hero look pathetic. Now, if they started giving them like special weapons or abilities or Kamen Rider suits themselves.
Yeah.
He's wearing a helmet. That shouldn't affect him.
Well, for whatever reason, it's doing it.
What? What did it do? Like dissolve his helmet?
I don't know.
But then if it's going to dissolve things, it should have been eating away at everyone else's face earlier. I understand it's a kid's show and it's tokusatsu and stuff. You're not really supposed to think about it, but that's a problem.
Hey, time out.
That definitely looks like it's made out of paper. At worst, the worst paper cut ever. That's about it.
Or cardboard.
Cardboard. Oh, I've been cut by that a couple times. That's worse than a paper cut.
Same here. Well, it looks like we're gonna get part 2 of this.
Well, I knew this was gonna be a two-parter from the menu.
Yeah.
いかにして逆襲に転じるか不気味なショッカーアジトに展開する大活劇次週キノコモルグを倒せにご期待ください
Yep, that's kind of pretty much it for that episode. Let me get back to the screen. Okay, so episode 24. I would say it's pretty good. Not quite as good as episode 23. As far as the villain for this episode, it's a pretty decent design. Way better than 2 episodes ago. But
boy, you're really hung up on that.
Yeah. Is it better than the flying squirrel cougar thing? I would say it's sort of up there in a way, but not as great. But I mean, it's as far as the complexity, it's pretty decent as it is. Much better compared to the merman one. However, with trying to kind of like the whole concept with the show, you capture a prisoner from prison, but then you don't like try to recruit or anything anymore. But then, yes, I know. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
I'm just making sure ahead of time. But just spraying all this stuff on people and all that stuff. It's like, and then just trying to figure out what to do. It's like, it's just, I don't know what the heck is going on. So I don't know what's so funny about that.
Spraying all the stuff on people. Jason.
But as far as the battles, they're pretty decent. Not quite as good compared to episode 23, but pretty decent for what it is. But yeah, I would say it's a pretty good episode in this regard. So I probably would give episode 24. Oh, I'll give it a B-.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the worst. I liked it more than the first episode that we saw that we covered here today. But yeah, I don't think it was quite as good as the last one. It's going to take a lot to beat that flying squirrel in my book.
Boy, you're really hung up on that one, huh?
I love it. Hey, I love it. I told you even before we saw it, I said, this is going to be good. And yeah, I like the design of Mushroom Morg or Kino Komog, I guess is the actual Japanese name for this character. I have some issues there at the end where he sprays the stuff on Kamen Rider and somehow like his helmet or his entire suit dissolves or whatever. Janky tokusatsu logic. And again, like I said at that moment, we're not really supposed to think anything about it. You just go with it. But as I've gotten older, as I've said before, it's a little hard to do that in some cases. But nevertheless, it wasn't too bad. I'm giving it a C. I think it's fine. All right, so defeat Kino Kamorg or defeat Mushroom Morg is the next episode. Let me kind of get this.
Yeah, because I'm on the 0 mark here.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, put the screen back up once more.
We've been at this for nearly 2 hours, and it feels like we're going through these pretty fast.
Yeah.
Did your subtitles change a little bit here?
Mine's been kind of the green for the intro.
See, mine here changed from that green to where they're hollowed out letters and they gradually fill in with white as they sing the song.
Yeah, mine are just stagnant green.
Kamen liar. Kamen liar. Kamen liar. Kamen liar.
Okay.
Liar. Liar punch.
Hey.
Stop that.
ショッカーは死刑寸前の凶悪犯人を脱獄させ、毒キノコのエキスにつけてこの怪人を作った。
It looked like he was swimming in Mountain Dew.
Man, if that were me and that was actually Mountain Dew, I'd be actually drinking some of that while I was in there.
I feel like that's too sugary for me.
He put in a sugar coma or something.
Because that's like what, 80 to 90% of your sugar intake.
That whole tank is like 2 years worth.
Yeah. Maybe a decade.
Yeah. Maybe a lifetime.
Have some Jello.
I was just about to say like a Jello shot here.
It's like that green lime Jello.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like yours is the same subtitles as they have been, but this one that I have is different, and it's got like Hisashian or whatever, like in the top left corner, like the person that I think probably did the subtitles for this episode on my disc.
I don't have any of that.
I know, like, and we got our sets from the same individual.
I would think so too, because these were made by the same dude.
Just, I don't know. I don't know anymore. How would you like a leg massage?
I mean, you would think that anyone would have seen him untying that leg brace.
Not in a tokusatsu show, Jason. So he was in a shocker uniform, but then he just takes off his mask and he's magically in his regular blue jeans and t-shirt and biker gloves.
Hey, hey, time out.
Hey.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. My face.
Seemed like that he just went in that direction on purpose. The one guy that got sprayed on.
He had to, because that's what he was told by the director to do.
Hey, get in there.
Get over here.
The heck?
What happened there?
Now they decided to become mimes?
Oh.
Why'd you just fly through the rock like you did a few episodes ago?
Because this is magic rock. You don't understand, Jason.
I guess not.
Yeah, you don't. Get with the program. Oh, I thought we were like, oh, we finally gonna lose it. Oh, he's alive.
For a second, I heard crackling noise. I thought that was part of his neck, but it was your I was like, what the hell is going on with his neck? I was like,
we need to be writers for these shows. I think we can create better episodes. Although you think these are wacky, just wait till we get to the sci-fi movies.
Or those Chinese monster dragon fantasy movies.
Those are going to be delightful. No thanks. No means no.
Sounds like music from Spectre Man in a way.
Kind of, yeah. This kid is deprived of his daily jello.
I spiked a little bit of that jello with some vodka.
The depraved adults in this show.
His dandruff has decreased a little.
Oh, man. Screw them. We just want to save this child. Eh? I didn't want to do that. That's too much work.
It was too exhausting.
Again?
あの二人、すっかり元気になったわね。でも、ゴロちゃんたちはまだ意識戻らないのよ。カイトさんたちの薬の研究、まだできないのかしら。
Well, maybe you could help instead of playing tennis, huh?
Went back to normal.
Doctor, you will be sued. This is bad. No kidding.
お願いです。助けてあげてください。せっかくショッカーから助け出したの。
Unbelievable. That's impossible. You're right. That's malpractice.
こ
And then now all three of them. What a coinkydink. But yet the nurse and the doctor don't get affected. Oh, now he is. Now the doctor's getting infected.
Man, what an awful hospital.
That's why they're running away. He even admits it. Don't screw up this time. Now to put in some green food coloring.
Finally, I have rediscovered the secret to High Sea Slimer. Wonder how much asbestos they use for these episodes.
See aliens from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla.
See, I just thought of that too.
But this time they have chef hats.
The cheeky buck. Maybe the Swedish chef was an alien from the third plane of the black hole or whatever. The thing is, though, that stuff looks so thick. I would be concerned that it actually wouldn't, like, move around in your body that well. And in fact, I would be very concerned it could cause a blood clot. Boy, his butt, like, really stiffened up there.
Yeah. It's actually a little bit brown above the above the you know what there.
Hey. In the words of Curly, yeah.
Boy, they recover pretty quickly. All of them eating bananas at the same time.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
No, I don't.
Yes, you are.
Liar.
Something's gonna spray in their face. Oh. What a misogynist he is. That girl right there looks like she could take all of them out.
なしくしなさいよ。
What a dick.
そう思うな。
That'd be funny if they ganged up on him and just literally ripped him limb from limb. And like you see the tendons like ripped from his body. He's like, oh.
まさか。はい、もしもし。
Nobody sits that way. Come on.
Well, he does apparently.
Whose idea was it for him to sit that way?
Him.
Hey,
He's
you know
the one
something?
responsible.
Listen to me, dude. Listen to me. I would look sexy and amazing if I sat up here like this. Fine, we don't have time to fix it. Let's hurry up and shoot because this thing is due at the end of the day. Thank God, take this misogynist out. I'm at a point where I'm okay if they kill Tachibana.
Whatever you say.
I do say.
There's a lot of caves on a side of a hill there.
Probably the secret layer of the Ewoks. What is it with like some Japanese girls wearing socks that like go up to their knees? Like that seems to be something that they really have embraced.
Just because, okay?
Fine. Jeez, you don't have to be a jerk about it.
どうしたの？
It's not. I don't even think it's socks. It's just boots.
Is it? I guess it is.
Yeah,
here.
it is. It's just a knee-high boot.
ダメよ。ドッキリの子かもしれないわよ。
She always has what are those called for fencing? The sword type deals. She always seems to have that.
I think it seemed like everyone had it at one point, even Kamen Rider. Particularly in the last episode. The tunnels kind of remind me of the tunnels that I went through to go through Diamond Mountain in Hawaii there. Although those were pretty narrow and skinny and not quite as tall too. Must be tiring just going up those steps. That's a lot of crack.
And I'm gonna have it all in myself.
And now Taki gets sprayed. It's like a piece of pizza on the board there.
一問に早くお前の仲間は全滅だ。見ろ。
ハヤトさん、ごめん。やられちゃった。
Just make sure that they're tied this time.
So I'm sending you something that should make you pretty happy.
Oh boy.
これやった。仮面ライダーの流行忘れたか。たまれ。
Yeah, not this time.
No, it's there. I just I'm serious.
Not right now.
I know, I'm just saying. It's there for later. Because I know you got to go to sleep sometime.
Not for like several more hours.
Yeah, you got several more hours.
Where did she get that pick?
Hey, knock it off.
Boy.
We should be keeping track of how many people Kamen Rider has killed. It seems like every episode he's killing anywhere from 20 to 30 people.
So
People
they
were
did
making
have
a
some
big
rope.
deal when Rambo was killing people.
So they had some rope this time, but they didn't do a good job of really tying them up pretty good.
It's recycled rope, and as a result, it loses its
Eco-friendly rope.
It loses its strength with each use.
Yeah, it's like one. See, Kamen Rider has one of those Three Musketeer swords.
Yeah, I forget what they're called. I knew at one point.
Yeah,
I gotta look this up. This is bothering me here.
yeah, because they use it for fencing.
Yeah. What is it called? Come on. It's called just a saber? I thought it was called something else. Oh, it's also called foil and epee or something like that. So foil, epee, saber, whatever.
I'll just call it a saber.
By the way, how did Mushroom Ward die there?
He fell down that hillside, and before falling down, explosions started to go off, and yeah.
They all
And then-
blow up.
Well, and then it showed on that one shot there that the multi-cave hillside was exploding all over the place.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. This series is in love with making its villains blow up. I mean, I guess you can kind of say that's a definitive way of knowing that your villain is done.
Maybe this is the reason why Michael Bay just got so inspired by so many explosions.
He's like, you know what? These guys love explosions. That's what I want to do. Explosions. A guy sneezes, it explodes. Like,
Well, that's the end of that episode. Let's see what's coming up for the next
what in
episode.
the world? Hell Thunder.
Ant Hill Storm. That's the name of the next episode's villain.
It's called Hell Thunder on my end.
For me, it's just Ant Hill Storm.
Antlion Pit. Okay, whatever.
Okay, so yeah, so that's That's what, episode 25. Wow.
Yeah, we just have one more here.
Yeah, geez Louise, time flies, and we're just a little over 2 hours. Doesn't even seem like a little over. Doesn't seem like 2 hours plus.
Oh, I know.
Just kind of goes to show how, you enjoy your time. Like if you enjoy your time flies by. So yeah, it just kind of, this episode just kind of leaves off where episode 24 ends, and not a whole lot going on except for you're just in this hillside with a bunch of caves, and Taki and Kamen Rider acting like mimes at one point earlier in the episode there. And for 1 second, I thought something was wrong with Taki's neck, but that was Kent's drink. And
ice cubes. And
then you had a bunch of people get injected with Jello shots here, thinking that they're all right, but then going back into a sleep state with a bunch of dandruff on their face.
Man, here. I think you hate this episode the way you're talking about it.
Well, then you had some fights here and there. It was all right. Overall, I would say it's not the greatest episode compared to the previous one. So I'll probably give episode 25 around a C.
I think it's ever slightly more entertaining just because I think it's goofier than the last episode. So not much more I can say about that. Just some silliness, which makes it a little more entertaining, even though it's just kind of weird in spots. But hey, whatever. I'm going to give it a C+.
Cool.
All right, so the final episode that we're covering here for this podcast on my end is called The Terrifying Antlion. So
for me, it's just The Terrifying Ant Hillstorm.
Okay, you ready?
I am ready. I'm at the 0 mark.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and then put the screen back up for one last time.
Hard to believe. Whoops, I got to turn the mute off.
Yeah, it'd be like, what the hell is going on with the audio?
Again, like,
am I losing my mind?
Subtitles are the same as they were the last episode. What's going on here?
Mine's still the same.
It's saying goo goo on my end.
Goo goo gaga.
Kamen liar. Kamen
oh God.
Liar. Jump. Liar. Kick. Kamen liar. Kamen liar. 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 I just ruined the show for you. You're going to be like, so we're going to watch Kamen Rider today.
Maybe I should just shut you out for this entire series.
You can't, because you would only be able to do one episode on your own. You're like, I can't do this by myself. I can't.
Hey, I've done at least 2 episodes on my own.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about you couldn't do a whole silly series like this on your own.
Well, it's like the last episode where I was talking throughout the entire thing. It's like my mouth was starting to dry out after a little over an hour.
It's raining salt. Like, it's supposed to be rain, but it's salt. Like, look at that. That's not rain. Oh, it is sand. Okay. I'm like, that's
or kind of looks like the snow that's right outside of my house here.
Yeah, at least you got snow. The meteorologists up here were like, we're all gonna die. And I wake up and it's like, we got 1.5 to 2 inches of snow. We were supposed to get anywhere between 6 to 10.
All them Michiganders over there think that 1 to 2 inches is apocalyptic.
The meteorologists do, yeah. And the funny thing was, I listened to their forecast, and typically they'll tell you how much snowfall we got over the evening and stuff. They didn't do that. I told my wife, I said, they know they screwed up because they didn't even bother to talk about it.
Maybe that meteorologist at that news station that you watch, maybe he's from Las Vegas or LA or something.
From Atlanta.
Like he's never seen snow or never seen a snowstorm in his life. Like,
I like
dude,
that.
it's like, dude, get over to like either Iowa or Minnesota or that matter.
That's usually how it works. I like this laugh more because it sounded like when he was coming out of the sand there, it sounded like he was going da 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 da.
Like from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. The backdrop has changed again.
Yep. It looks like a cockroach or some kind of beetle this time instead of an ant.
I mean, I can kind of see the ant.
I don't.
And they changed their patch on the top of their mask again.
What the heck?
It almost looks like Akihiko Hirata's character from Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster.
A little bit. From like Soviet Union.
Yeah. Don't make fun of ant. Ant will pinch and kill you. They call pinch pinch.
最高指揮者であるゾル大佐が中近東ショッカー支部より日本支部に向かった十分に注意されたしゾル大佐がこれまでショッカーを追跡した FBI の腕利きが随分やられたよし俺が仲間の敵を取ってやる日本本土
It'd be funny if the newsman then is like, no, you won't. Actually, was speaking to him through TV.
You're gonna act like a little bitch.
The newsman's like, you're gonna cry like where, and he jumps on top of the table. He's like, gonna be a little baby where.
You're gonna be my bitch.
You've been watching some Nightmare on Elm Street movies lately?
No.
Freddy says that an awful lot.
Seems like he wants to be in a biker gang so bad.
Not with that getup.
And also with that getup that he has, he kind of reminds me of the main guy from Iron King.
Yeah.
One of the main guys. And then it just blows away.
And the guy just randomly starts hitting himself over the head with that tray. Repeatedly.
Should have done that earlier when he had the chance. That guy likes his whips.
この2つはそれは完璧だ。
Giggity.
敵の中に味方を
I mean, just look at it.
中近東におけるショッカーの邪魔を断る
Maybe he likes to ride horses.
この俺が日本に来たり
Maybe he likes that bondage fetishism.
Man, you're on a streak today. Like,
Hey,
what's going on?
gotta have some interesting conversation here.
It's always sex, though. Sex and bondage with you.
Yeah, you do look like him, dude.
Yeah, that's how that works. Oh, give me a break. Oh.
A little dab
You know
of shaving cream and stuff to look like him. Yeah.
You know, if they use some other technique like a laser technique or whatever, I could go along with that. Not some sort of Olay makeup remover stuff. I can't go with that. I just can't. My suspension of disbelief is just, no, I can't go that far.
If it was Inspector Man, I could believe it because it's Spectre Man. It's like, Kamen Rider, don't get in Inspector Man zone.
Where's the gal from Spectre Man who wore that siren
Wii
helmet?
U. The Wii U helmet.
Wii U?
Or multiple gals. Because it seems like there was many like different gals per episode towards the end there.
Yeah. You can tell he's the evil one because he's got black spots around his eye.
No, it seems like he's a little tanner than he usually is there.
Is he a little too rough?
Yeah. No, it's just glitter.
交通整理ね。私一度でいいからやってみたかったんだ。かっこいいもん。
こののんきなお嬢さんを連れて早く戻れ。
It's like it's just snow and glitter. There you go, your favorite. Seems like on my end, the screen's kind of gotten a little fish-eyed for whatever reason. Still there, Kent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
I'm wondering if 5 episodes is a good idea. Are we going to be like in A Clockwork Orange where that guy's strapped into the chair and his eyelids are propped open? Like,
Well, there's really no way around it with there being so many episodes to this series. Like, It's like
I mean,
three
the
episodes.
only
not gonna
other
cut
way to
it.
do it would be to spend the next 3 years doing nothing but
Yeah.
Kamen Rider. If we did it one episode per show, so you're talking like 20 episodes or something like that, we do a year. So
Yeah.
we're talking about doing it for like nearly 5 years.
It's like that would just be ridiculous at that point. It's like we gotta do
You and I would
else.
just throw our hands up and go, done.
I don't know what the heck is up with the video here. It's like it's just sort of fish-eyed.
Oh, well, it's not on my end. See, like you and I here, the last couple episodes have like two different prints of it.
It's like I can see a curve, like a break line to the video down at the bottom where it sort of curves. And same with the subtitles, they kind of curve too.
Yeah, mine's not doing that.
What the heck is up with that guy's face?
Remember they got beat up by that colonel guy or whatever earlier, and they were all bloodied?
And it's just like so brutal.
It was, yeah. It's arguably like the bloodiest thing we've seen in the show so far. Even though we've seen, some violent stuff, it didn't necessarily show the blood like that. At first I thought that was a person. I'm like, what in the world?
He must really hate the food in prison.
Probably.
そんなバカなことないわ。私ずっと一緒だったのよ。
私は現場にいたんだ。犯人に間違いはない。あんたもその現場にいたんですか。私だって傷を受けた。相手の顔を忘れるわけがない。あ、帰れ帰れ。お前たちも殺人犯の一味と見なすぞ。
マジでしちゃう。私虫も殺さないでるよ。
二人とも、クラブに戻ろう。
Even though he beat the crap out of others in the past.
そうむくれないむくれない。
ねえ、だって死刑になっちゃうのかしら。
竹は確かに何もしてない。無実の人間が死刑になるもんか。
だって証人が。
じゃあ、俺はちょっと滝に会って。ここで待っててくれ。
会うってどうやって？
この際、非常手段だ。
やる？助か
5、6、1。
Don't know how jumping can be so cool.
滝。早く。元気らしいな。俺のアリバイを言ってくれたのか。ああ。いくら説明しても納得してくれないぜ。お前の顔を見たって言うんだ。なんだと？不織かの罠かもしれん。うん。だがどうしてお前にだけ罠をかけたのか。多分、お前と同じ顔の改造人間を使ったのだと思う。分かってるけど、この世界、同じ顔の人間がもう一人いると言っても、信用しないで。早く、俺をここから出してくれ。俺の偽物を捕まえて無実を証明する。それはまずい。今、ここから逃げ出せば、無実が無実でなくなる。もし、ショッカーの改造人間がお前の顔でなくなっていた。一体どうやって無実の証拠を握る。しかし、俺は、まあ、しばらくそこで暮らすんだな。一言だと思って。隼人、ほら、警察に泥棒に入って。おい。やれやれ。ゆいたちまた何かやらかしたな。滝。
I told him to sit still.
ショッカーね。
あきりちゃん、よかったわ、誰だろうね。
みんな、心配させてすまなかったな。あれから すぐにショッカーのやつが狙ってきてる。
それで
捕まえたさ。それがまあ俺と同じ顔をしてる。
I mean, you'd be pretty suspicious for him wearing a different jacket.
俺たちを一人
Maybe not. I mean, have you seen how he dresses?
Yeah, in black get up.
ハイウェイの
In some weird cowboy outfits that don't seem to fit for biker
Yeah.
stuff.
僕も手伝って。
こんな子供は帰った帰った。
そんなこと言わないでお願い。
はいね。さあ、明日の下調べでもするか。
Okay. That's all they've been doing is tracing the map with their finger. Look, I'll race you on this road. Yeah. They've been racing with their fingers. It's a lot of clothes. It must be laundry day in that complex.
All that laundry is just from one person.
Probably.
この次元爆弾で一文字隼人を吹っ飛ばせば我々は勝てる。
For a second, I thought he was going to put it on the side. I'm like, you idiot. He'll see that.
I was thinking of that. It's like, don't put it in the obvious place.
Because I'm like, well, you know, these guys are kind of stupid. They probably wouldn't do that.
なるほど。君が悪いこと言ってやがる。貴様どうしてここに？滝風よ。その身分は FBI ショッカー調査員。そっちの方から手を回して無事釈放ってわけだ。バレた以上こんな顔は公用済みだ。
I didn't think taking cream off was that quick and easy. And yet somehow he had his hat on underneath all that.
In his clothes.
Yeah.
Must have been really warm.
Jeez.
ショッカーの大幹部。俺の名前を聞き、空を見た者は必ず死ぬ。
You know, you had this colonel, but then you had the ant dude or whatever.
He just slaps him around, literally.
You must really get off of that.
Oh.
Oh, wee wee.
Wait a minute. I thought you were like Nazi. Oh, not anymore. Oh. Me liking the kink. Man, that lightning thing that's showing up in this episode is so cheap. Just oh no, not the motorcycle. That's something
You know,
that can't be replaced.
With that ant suit, like the lip area, it seems like he had something way too spicy. And just really puffed up his lips.
Or he got stung.
Yeah, he's allergic to stings.
He's allergic to his own venom. Keeps biting his lip when he has supper. For the love of all that's good. Oh, man. I would hate to do that in the sand because even though the boots are a little high, I'm sure there's a lot of sand that's still got in those boots.
And in your face too.
Or
when you
your
land.
gloves there too, yeah. Nothing's more irritating in your shoes than sand. Like, it's sort of a toss-up between sand and water, like having wet shoes.
Or pebbles.
Yeah, or like slivers.
Oh yeah.
Kamen Rider wanted that championship belt because that's where he was punching, trying to get that belt loose.
Well, he had plenty of chance, like plenty of time to do it with these past 25 episodes.
Now he's onto it. Oh, jeez. I missed by a mile. I really would like to see more of a street fight, like in the city, instead of out in the mountains, in the dirt, or in the sand.
They like their tumbling.
Cost permits, and there probably wasn't that in the budget, but come on.
Well, if that's the case, then they can't do all their tumbling like this here.
I'd be okay with that. I don't think I'd be missing much of anything. Oh my gosh, an action figure. There it goes. Watch, is it going to blow up? Yeah. Is it going to blow up? I'm not so certain he's dead because I'm so used to these villains blowing up.
Yeah.
Who's talking? The sand?
The Colonel Zoll. Santa Pedras.
A centipede now.
So apparently the anthill storm died. I think.
Maybe. I guess, yeah. They changed the decorations.
Oh, hey.
Now. Oh, hey, the salamander or whatever that guy is.
Yeah. At least he's come back.
Monster classroom? What the?
Okay. Oh, that's it for episode 26.
And Kamen Rider for the day.
Yeah. For the week. So,
boy, my mind is. Whew.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit
Riders.
mush. Boy, it's about getting close to 3 hours. Holy crap. Yeah, so episode 26. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. Although, even though you get your not just one, but two villains this time. One's Ant Hillstorm, and then this Colonel Zoll guy, who's kind of a Nazi or a commie
He is a
looking
Nazi.
dude.
I mean, this whole chakra thing is based off the Nazis.
Yeah. Which he's pretty interesting in a way, just rubbing, just shaving cream to make him look like someone else, which is pretty interesting in a way. But it would have been nice if they would have had the Ant Hillstorm be in it about an equal amount of time in there, but it's like he was close to being non-existent. I was sort of thinking to myself, wait, did we pass that episode, or is this the episode? Because that's how it sort of felt like. It's like he was almost non-existent. You had this Colonel Zoll guy for most of the time. It's like, why don't you make him the main guy instead of just sort of trying to quote unquote split it up between the two? But it's like Colonel Zoll is kind of, the main one throughout this entire episode. And you had Kamen Rider briefly battling him, and then he just sinks into the sinkhole in the sand dune there, and that was pretty much it of him. That was
very anticlimactic.
Yeah, very anticlimactic. And you had glitter snowing on you and
terrible lightning transition effects.
Yeah, and then having Colonel Zoll disguising as Taki there, being an imposter. It was okay. I would have, like I said, would have liked to see more of Ant Hillstorm there instead of just being all Colonel Zoll show for this one here. So I hope that they show more of this Santa Pedras, and also kind of nice bringing back that salamander.
I think it's a salamander.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Or the piranha, whichever of the two. So for me, I would give episode 26 I give it a C. Well, I give it a D plus.
Yeah, I'm pretty underwhelmed with it as well. The whole Colonel Zoll thing. I mean, maybe he could have been more interesting if they had written him to do things differently. Again, like I said during the episode, my suspension of disbelief with the whole cream. Again, I understand this is a kid's show. I understand that the budget was probably tiny and there wasn't a whole lot they could do. I get that, but I don't just take a flashlight. There has to be a flashlight on the set where they could have used that and said, oh, it's some sort of like laser that messes with tissue or something like that. You know, I'd be like, okay, like I can go with that, but the cream, no. And just, I can't go with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded by being old now and I've been around long enough that.
Or maybe some of that Spectre Man.
I mean,
aftershock.
I can go with silly and stupid, kind of like the whole flying squirrel thing, because I mean, I don't know. Like part of the reason too, the Showa era of Godzilla movies and even the Gamera films are some of my favorite, is because they are in some ways ridiculous, and most of them are. And like, I there's kind of that kiddish stuff, but I don't know, like some of the stuff is more eye rolling with some of the tokusatsu stuff we've seen. And like even the original Ultraman series to me is like, yeah, I had some issues with it kind of in the middle of that series. But even then, like compared to some of the stuff we've seen with Kamen Rider and Spectre Man, it was pretty tame in most regards. And so this one I was just underwhelmed by. Like you, I was hoping that Antlion, Anthill Monster, Hell Thunder, all the different names he was given for this episode, I was hoping we would see more of him. We weren't. The fact that he just drowns in the sand is very anticlimactic. I'm not so certain he is dead, even though we didn't see him in the preview for the next episode. I've gotten so used to seeing these villains blow up over the most ridiculous things. Like I need
Michael Bay.
Yeah, I need more Michael Bay here. More Bay, please. I'm sure he probably is, and maybe they used up all their explosion budget and just like we can't do
all their budget for the month.
Yeah, it's like the explosive budget for the month has been gone. So maybe. I just was underwhelmed by this. The Merman episode was kind of dull, and a lot of it was because of the poor suit and the fact that the water fights were just not as exciting as I think they had hoped they would be. This one, I think I was actually more bored by, because it just seemed, I don't know, it seemed like we were given a false bill of goods, because I don't remember during the preview of this episode that they showed Colonel Zoll, but I don't know. It was like 35 minutes ago and I don't remember. Maybe that's not a good sign. But nevertheless, I think I was more disappointed and underwhelmed by this one than I was with the first episode we covered this podcast. I gave that one a D+. I'm going to give this one a D. So thank you so much for coming back in the new year, joining us for Kamen Rider now. 5 episodes, nearly 3-hour episode. I hope you didn't fall asleep. If you have to listen to us, then so be it. But
yeah, I hope next time is not going to be quite the 3 hours, although we took about 20 or so minutes to go over the new rebranding of the show that's coming here in the next few months. So hopefully next time it should be around under 2.5 hours. So if you see a subscribe button down below or above wherever you're watching us, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as well smash the like button. And if you have any questions or comments regarding to any of the episodes that we've discussed here or went over, make sure to have your comments written down below the video. And you can follow Daikaiju Network everywhere in one place there at our Linktree URL /Daikaiju Network. And we're on the following video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and X/Twitter. And we're also available on the following platforms, audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes right on our website, right there at DaikajuNetwork.com.
Once again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks when we do more of this.
A couple of weeks? You mean next week?
Are we doing it next week?
Yeah, I thought we were going to go back to weekly episodes.
Oh, shit. Here's the thing. Actually, let's end the show. Okay, we'll do weekly, but let's talk a little bit more after we're done here.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
See what happens when you miss a show.
Yeah. Well,